Hi guys, happy Monday. Welcome back to another episode of Soulful Living with Megs. As always, it is so great to have you here back for a moment of connection with me. Hi, my beautiful friends. How are you doing? I truly hope you are feeling amazing, energized, fulfilled in all of the areas in your life, and I hope you're doing so well. I feel so content this morning. It's a beautiful sunny day. I am just in awe of the weather, and clearly the sunshine brings out the best in me and my mood. And I just can't wait to have a productive Sunday. I can't wait to do my meal prep and my cleaning. I am getting a massage in a couple hours, so I'm very much looking forward to the relaxation aspect of it. And yeah, I can't wait to dive into today's episode with you guys. You guys know I love to chit chat and yap away, so I wanted to update you very quickly before we get into this topic today as to what the last few days of my life have been. It's been pretty good. I had one of my best friends, Shay. It was her birthday party on Saturday night, and she turns 26 on the 26th of May, so it was her champagne birthday. She wanted to do something themed and big, and I love, she always has a themed party, and this year she decided on early 2000s, and it was so cute seeing all my friends dressed up. I was doing the light colored eyeshadow. I had some silver glitter eyeshadow too. I had my hair up in little mini elastics, like pulled it back a bit, half up, half down. I had the big hoop earrings. I had the low-rise jeans with the crop top. Oh my gosh. It was so fun, and everyone's outfits honestly slayed. Like, everybody looked incredible, and we just had such a fun time at her house, chit-chatting. She had the best cake. It was hilarious, by the way. She drew like a little pony, a stick figure pony, and they drew exactly that on the cake. It was so funny. But anyway, that was a fantastic time at her party. I have just been catching up on some house maintenance things. I put these tiles on my balcony. You guys have probably seen them if you've been to IKEA. And I didn't get these ones from IKEA. I got them from Amazon because I didn't want to pay the shipping for IKEA, and I don't really live close to one at all. So anyway, I got almost the exact same ones from Amazon, and I just finished putting up the rest of them on my balcony, and it just kind of elevated my space. It's incredible, and oh my gosh, I can't wait to make the little balcony that I have that much cuter for summer. I'm gonna suntan out there. I actually, for the long weekend, I spent, I believe, the Sunday doing it. And I can't remember if I said it in last week's episode, but I have this like tanning chair that basically goes completely flat if you want it to. It has a little like attached umbrella / awning, if you will. And I get very good sun like all morning, but from 10 to 12 is like pretty peak right on the balcony. So I laid out there, flipped like a pancake back and forth, and did a little sun tanning with sunscreen, of course, because we don't want to burn. And it was incredible. So I can't wait to make the little space that much better and just do that all of summer and suntan and just soak up all of the rays and the vitamin D. I love it. Anyway, that's my yapping for the beginning of this episode. I want to get into the topic that I wanted to discuss today. It's kind of been prevalent in my personal life with my friends, something that I kind of see online a decent amount of times, and it's a very nuanced topic and kind of a loaded question, but of course I wanted to talk it out with you guys, just share some of my opinions on this specific topic, and kind of just see where the conversation goes. I would love to hear your thoughts about it at the end. I'm always interested to hear your perspectives because, of course, like, my opinions are mine, and if they don't land or resonate with you, that is so okay. So, of course, if there's something in today's episode that doesn't sit true with your heart and soul, you can totally leave it. It's absolutely okay. But I wanted to ask the question of, how do we know we're on the right path? Or are you on the right path? Am I on the right path? And I think it's a question that at least I ask myself, or have asked myself, for a while, especially in my beginning 20s and even my mid 20s. And it's something that I kind of feel more secure in now, but I understand that it's a question that people ask themselves. And I joke with my friends, we joke with each other quite frequently about, I still have no idea what I'm doing with my life, or things that we say, or like, I don't know what I'm doing every single day. I'm just kind of moving forward and going in the best way that I can. And we like laugh about it because I think we believe, or at least I used to think, that I needed to have it all sorted out by the time I was 25, for example, like the career, the family, the finances, the house. I thought I needed to have every single aspect of my life sorted to a T in order to navigate the adult world. And that's just not true. And we know that that's not true. And I believe our 20s are the decade to self-discovery, to making mistakes, to questioning yourself all the time, and literally asking yourself, what am I doing? Am I on the right path? And it's also full of doubt, but it's also within that trying to figure out what serves you and the type of human you want to be. And I hear from a lot of people that are in their 30s that are in my life that it does only get better, which is quite motivating for me, at least, to know that, wow, they are radiating such a confidence, but all of them have shared struggles with the fact that their 20s were so difficult. Probably one of the hardest decades to live in and to live through, which we know is probably due to the fact that growing up, we were told what to do our entire lives. You guys know that, where we have a set schedule for every single thing. Everyone's on the same path. And then you kind of hit 18, you graduate high school, and it's kind of like, hey, the world is your oyster here. You can do whatever you want to do. And that brings a lot of fear and self-doubt and kind of an, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I should have this sorted out, but you really don't. And we know at this time, and as social media has continued to remind us, is that we have time. And there isn't, at least I believe, there isn't a right or wrong path to be on, because the path is yours and yours alone. And it's important to trust that what's meant for you will come to you with ease. It won't miss you, and you'll know when something is meant to stay in your life or not. I think the question of if we are on the right path is, like I said earlier, a very big and nuanced question, because who is to say that you're on the right path? Like, who actually decides this is right and this is wrong? I don't think it's that black and white. I understand, though, that there are social pressures, societal pressures, and honestly self-inflicted pressures, aka me, every single day, based on our environment. But why don't we have trust in the universe that everything works out exactly how it's meant to? I think it's so much easier said than done. I think it's easier to share that theory with your friends, share that opinion of, hey, the universe will bring you what's meant for you, and you can say it and believe it yourself, but then applying it to your life is more challenging. But I think seeking internal validation rather than external validation allows you to focus your attention on what matters to you and the goals you want to hit. And as I said, I don't think that there's a right or wrong way to navigate your life, but I do think there are signs in which the universe quietly tells you in your intuition, in the experiences that come to you, that, okay, you are in alignment on this path and you're meant to continue to be on it. And I think that's one of those signs, is that you start seeking what matters inward versus outward. And there's this inner peace when you start to conserve your energy to look inward and do what feels true and aligned to you, instead of moving in a way you think will impress others. If we live our life like that, especially, as a people pleaser or as somebody that wants everything to be harmonious, you always want to help people because that brings you a feeling of satisfaction and a feeling of purpose. While I think helping others is absolutely great and something that I strive to do every single day, I think there is a difference in moving in a way that feels right to you and moving in a way where you're saying, okay, is this going to create a better relationship with so-and-so? Is this going to make them feel a type of way about me, for example? And I think that that's a good indicator of maybe you should be moving in a different way. Does that actually sit true to you? Or are you doing it because you are seeking that validation from other people when I think it feels better to get it from yourself, honestly? I also think having passions and dreams and goals that you continue to work toward every single day while simultaneously learning from your actions pushes you exactly to where you need to be. And that's another indicator too, if we are kind of wanting an okay, how am I actually on this path? How do I know I'm on the right path? Because every single choice has a ripple effect, and those choices, I think, are meant to guide you into a new version of yourself time and time again. Because as we're aware, we are always evolving. We are constantly creating different versions of ourselves for this particular time period. And you can't really know how long this version of yourself will last. It's just a matter of being present and being very open to the experience of new things and to what the universe needs to bring you at this particular time. I think something important to consider and something that I like to remind myself kind of goes similarly to the motivational aspect that I talked about a few episodes back of, sometimes we wait to have motivation come to us. And that's just not necessarily the case. I think more oftentimes than not, you're not going to be motivated, but it's the choices that you choose to make every single day, no matter how you feel. I think if we wait, so this is so similar, but I think if we wait for that aha moment and for it to suddenly click that we must be on the correct path, I think there are times where we're going to be frustrated and maybe this clarity is not coming. And I think that's a very normal feeling to have. I think people, like I said, with the motivation aspect, want to receive that, oh my gosh, this is all making sense. But instead, I kind of ask you to think about it in a way of understanding that there's an inner knowing of peace that we maintain that reminds us that we're moving in a direction that aligns with our values. I don't know that it's going to be this one particular moment. I think something noteworthy, sorry, I'm saying I think a lot because I just want to reiterate that these are my opinions on this, but something to look for is that if your daily actions reflect your own beliefs and core values, you're probably moving in alignment. Like I think if you are asking for a sign, it's a question of, okay, well, am I the choices that I'm making in my daily life, are they moving in a way that sits true with the beliefs that I hold, the values that I've maintained throughout my life, or new values that I've gained and knowledge and understanding? Like, are you making a choice that reflects what you want to do in this world or what you believe to be true about your life? I think that's a great thing to think about. I do want to stress, though, that, moving in alignment or choosing things that stick with your beliefs doesn't mean that there won't be any discomfort. I think we as humans feel that at times if we're struggling, that, oh, we must not be on the right path. If we are having a difficult time navigating this, it must not be right because yeah, I said earlier that things should come to you with ease if what's meant for you, is meant to be in your life. The universe will gladly give it to you, but that doesn't mean that it won't come with discomfort because we know that two things can be true at the same time. I think about the fact that like growth requires discomfort. So that's a huge indicator that you're moving in the path. Yes, this new opportunity could have been presented in your lap in such an easy way, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be challenges because you're about to be growing into this new version of yourself. And if you're okay with sitting in the discomfort a little bit as you navigate the new exploratory areas outside of this comfort zone, knowing that, okay, this is for a bigger purpose, I'm learning something throughout this, and I will get to the other side of it because I have always gotten to the other side of anything that's been presented to me, that temporary feeling of discomfort won't feel as heavy or as difficult, or I guess uncomfy to sit with when it does come. I hope that made sense. It's just the point that I'm trying to say is that growth will not come with any discomfort, and also things that do present in your life with ease, that doesn't mean that there aren't going to be challenges. But that also doesn't mean that it's not meant to be on your path. I think that there's a big difference between knowing when something doesn't align with you versus something that aligns with you but is challenging, because I don't think anything is super simple in this world. You kind of have to work toward what you want, and there is going to be a level of growth that comes with that, which automatically means that there is going to be some challenges. I think that your body kind of knows, though, when something isn't right for you, and I think that there are telltale signs of your physical, how it like physically manifests in your body. I can't really speak to this because I'm not a doctor, but based on my own experiences, if I get a lot of anxiety around something, but like chronic anxiety, and I would say this is more toward particular people, like if I am feeling super anxious or dreadful every single time I'm with somebody, or if I'm like entering a new relationship and I'm constantly on edge, my nervous system is so distressed, or my cortisol is through the roof, like maybe this person isn't meant to be in my life, because I shouldn't necessarily feel that. That doesn't mean that there's not going to be arguments or difficult conversations at times. That's not what I'm saying, but I think there's a big difference between that anxiety versus like normal challenges. And I also think, if something's not aligning with you, it kind of shows up. It could show up as stress on your body in the sense of like getting a ton of acne or hair loss, or just the physical signs that stress is occurring in your body kind of manifests in that way. At least for me, it does. And I also think you have like almost a sinking feeling. You just have a knowing of, I don't think this sits right with me because it's not aligning with my values or my core beliefs. And I think that's a good sign too. So while there's discomfort knowing that, you could be on the right path, but there's challenges, I think it's vastly different from from something that's actually not meant to be in your life at all. And I think you kind of have to trust your inner guide to properly move you in where you need to be. And again, the point that I'm trying to make in all of this is that if you're pouring love and energy into yourself first and living in a way that brings you peace alongside the discomfort at times, especially if you're a beginner to something, I think you're on the right path. And I want you to trust in yourself and the tools that you have to navigate you through this world, because you have always, since the beginning of time, have navigated you. And I know that, your parents have been a big help raising you and keeping you alive. But when you are conscious enough to make your own choices about, even what you want to wear and how you want to be presentable to the world, how you want to express yourself, you have all the tools that you need to navigate you in the best way possible. And you're going to overcome everything because you already have, and you continue to do so. You continue to evolve into these new versions of yourself. And I think it's so cool to look back on, oh my gosh, I was this person in my 20s, and then entering the 30s, oh, there's a hummingbird right outside my balcony. Oh, that was so cute. Sorry guys, such a sidebar. It was just so little. And I don't really see tiny birds like that super often. Just because I'm so high up, I get the pigeons and the seagulls and the crows, but that was really, really cute. Oh my gosh. I love that. Anyway, maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a sign we're on the right path. I'm going to take the hummingbird as a sign if we wanted another another woo-woo thing. I'm actually going to search this up. Are hummingbirds a sign of anything? Let's see. Ooh, hummingbirds are widely viewed. This is AI, by the way. AI answer. Are widely viewed as powerful symbols of joy, good luck, and healing. Aww. Across various cultures, their presence is seen as an encouraging sign of fresh starts, resilience, or a reminder to appreciate the sweetness of life. Oh my gosh, what a perfect time to come as we're discussing if you're on the right path. Well, I'm here to tell you, and so is AI and the hummingbird, that you are on the right path, and I just want you to keep going and trust in that timing, trust in the tools that you have, trust in the inner peace and knowing that is maintained in yourself, that you are doing incredible because you are. And oh, that was so cutie. I loved that. And I appreciate you guys, as always, for sticking through these episodes with me, listening to my thought processes, listening to my opinions on it as we kind of navigate it. I'm looking forward to the wisdom that I get to carry into my 30s, and I know I'm still a long ways away. And I'm grateful that, I've lived this long and I continue to learn and grow. I'm just very much looking forward to being on the other side of the, oh my gosh, what am I doing with my life? And honestly, I may feel that way in my 30s and 40s and 50s. Who knows? I think there's moments of that for every single person at any age, but I also know that this is the time to kind of be like, what the heck is happening? And make all the mistakes and try so many things, discover things that you like, that you dislike, all of that stuff I know is meant to happen in the 20s, but man, oh man, is it hard to navigate. So I am with you on that, and I am sending you all of the love as you navigate your 20s, if you are in your 20s and listening to this. And yeah, we're doing a better job than we think, so we should give ourselves grace and credit for that. Anyway, guys, that is what I have for you today. I hope that your week is filled with endless opportunities of joy and love and light. I'm sending all of that incredible energy to you, so I hope that you feel it. And I'm looking forward to chatting with you guys next Monday. I'm excited about the week. I have a few things coming up, a few appointments. I'm seeing my best friends dance on the weekend at this show, and I can't wait to recap that. And yeah, I'm sending you so much love and light. Okay, bye.